We're here to talk about a job that must have been unlike anything you have ever done before or ever done since, which is Ishtar.
Well, I've written bad songs for years, and the occasional good one. This was the first time that anybody ever said to me, "We'd like you to write these intentionally bad songs." And it's kind of an interesting challenge because the fact is, I loved it. The fact that you have two poorly matched songwriters,
Yeah.
that they come from such totally different backgrounds that it's like they're trying to reinvent the wheel, but to really authentically, get in there. And what happens when you're first starting out as a songwriter sometimes is you begin to pay homage to the rhyme. It's like you'll get that first line and you'll go, "Oh my God, telling the truth can be dangerous business. Honest and popular don't go hand in hand." Man, that's pretty good. And it is pretty good. And then you're so intent on getting that good rhyme that you just blow it. If you admit that you can play the accordion, no one will hire you in a rock and roll band. There are moments in the songs that I wrote for this that one of my favorites is Dustin Hoffman. How many of you have actually seen the film? Probably not very many of you.
Wow.
But you already don't like it. It's amazing. There's a moment in the film where Dustin Hoffman is playing in a lounge, and there's an old couple that's been married 70 years there, and he makes up a song for their anniversary, and he sings, I promised I'd love you forever, a promise I'm planning to keep. You'll be well taken care of after I've gone off to the land of the big sleep. I'm leaving some love in my will because you'll have a big void to fill. It's just like, oh my God, a big void to fill. And I love that, just as long as it rhymes, and it actually says that there will be when we lose somebody we spend our life with, there is a big void to fill, but somehow in that, it just sounds rude.
So in these cases, you're saying the ends justify the means. If the rhyme is good, as long as you got there.
It was a really interesting challenge because, first of all, it was directed by Elaine May, and just. So, what I must be doing something right in my life. Warren Beatty calls and asks me if to come and talk to him about writing songs for this movie that is going to be directed by Elaine May. I'm a construction brat from Bennington, Nebraska. So I am now in the middle of the Hollywood elite and genius. Elaine is just brilliant, and she's also, she gives you all this freedom, and in some cases I don't want a lot of freedom, and sometimes when you're working on something you want to go, give me a hint. Put in what I'm going to write all these songs for these mismatched songwriters, and then they wind up off in well, you'll see the movie. I hope you like it. I think you will. I think one of the big surprises is that all the people that we're talking about, the film, we're actually talking about the shooting schedule and the budget, and when they finally sat down and watched the movie, they saw that it has the humor of Elaine May, and it's very, very funny, But Elaine gives the actors, and in this case the songwriters, great freedom. And she would do take after take after take after take with Warren, and Warren's producing, and Warren also is all about freedom. He's not going to jump in and tell her that she needs to do something different. He has that respect, and she's not going to jump in and tell Warren and Dustin what she wants different after a take. And I wrote probably over 35 songs. Most of the songs were going to just be 2 or 3 lines in the movie, but she wanted the whole song, the complete song, and she said, "I don't want to hear you sing it. When you sing it, sounds like a song. I said, I wish she wrote for a major newspaper. That's not what the critics say. But she said, I want them to sing it and play it for me. Well, they're not going to play it for you. That's going to take too long to teach them that. But I have a great piano player who played the piano, and they sang 35 complete songs, trying to get her to say it. And she would go, oh, but it's just. And you couldn't get it in but I understand what she was doing, because I think that it was, in a way, we were creating the musical palette for her, and it was as frustrating as it was then. In retrospect, it's really, when you think about it, it's a great honor to have somebody say, "You little guy, come here, sit down, write a song for this scene."
Wow.
And write another one. And what happened is, eventually I wrote a song called The Lawnmower Can Do All That. And I will show you the moment where she came alive, because she would listen like this. Saturday morning, the sound of a lawnmower touches my soul, brings back the memories of first summer love, of Willa and me, that a lawnmower can do all that. That a lawnmower can do all that. That a lawnmower can do all that. It's amazing. Not much response. And then I sing the bridge. I can see her standing in the backyard of my mind. She cracks her knuckles, and the scab that's on her knees won't go away. I can see the woman waiting in her eyes, and I can feel the love, but I can't see the Brooklyn Dodgers in LA. And she went, oh my God, that's it. That's exactly right.
So I just have to know, what did you all think was going to happen when this movie came out? Were you like, oh, this is going to be a big old fat smash? What were you all thinking before?
Well, you know, a couple years after this movie came out, I had a major life-changing event. You know, a bunch of people prayed for me. That because I was having total weird blackouts and psychotic episodes because of the amount of drugs and alcohol that I was consuming. I went to Oklahoma, a bunch of recovering alcoholics there, saw what a mess I was, prayed for me, and 5 days later in a blackout, I called a doctor and said I wanted to go to rehab, you know. So, and since March 15th, 1990, I've been sober, and so my life, and that affects everything in my life since then. It also affects me, when I use the expression "as I recall," what follows is about as firm as wet paper mache. There's a lot of Mayberville in my life, you know. So, what was my reaction? I think I was probably more concerned with getting the medicine I needed, which in those days was what I referred to as the devil's dandruff. I had a big cocaine habit, and so I don't think that I felt the impact of the loss. I think what I felt, so many things that I did, and years before when I wasn't loaded, when I made something like Phantom of the Paradise that came out, and you know, and it was not a hit. I mean, Brian De Palma and Bill Finley, who played the Phantom, went to see the picture the day it opened in New York, and the theater was empty. But because of the fans. Yeah. Because of the people that said they loved it and they showed it to their family and friends, whether their family and friends wanted to watch it or not. Over 50 years, at the 50th anniversary of Phantom of the Paradise, I introduced it as the closing film at the Cannes Film Festival. It was honored. It has a huge following around the world, and it was a gift total of the fans. One of the great things about what I do for a living is I don't have to give up my fan card to be a professional songwriter or an actor, or any of the things that I do in this business and all. And it allows me to feel what really has been the real gift for me, and that's when something comes out, no matter what the critics say about it, no matter who shows up, eventually if somebody loves it enough to show it to somebody else, and let's just take a moment and think what TCM does for all of us. The fact is that, I mean, what a gift. I told this story earlier. Ron Perlman and I, when we met, we're talking about the actors we love, and I said I love two different styles, Spencer Tracy and Montgomery Clift, two great actors, very different styles. And he said, and you use those names, what happens when you do? And he says, I said, well, there's a lot of, you know, somebody doesn't maybe know who they are, but a lot of people do, and they know because of TCM. I mean, Turner Classic Films is a gift to all of us that do this for a living, and to all of us who want to see the old films and don't want to lose that beautiful art that was created sometimes in our childhood.
And the fact that this room is so crowded today shows that you all did something right.
Yay!
Which I think is terrific. Paul, you've given me the easiest interview of the whole weekend, so thank you for that. It's an absolute pleasure to hear you talk. Enjoy the movie. They're giving me the hook. Paul Williams, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
See you later.